pan from this perspective and then pan, because now these guys will be out of the picture. We got it. One more spike comes through. Now there's... Wait, there's a guy here. That's alright. Go ahead.
Okay, so
the King County Courthouse. It's notorious for its problems, especially at night. Indeed, it's one of downtown's most uninviting open spaces. The fence, the task force argues, will help establish some order. Should we try it?
yeah.
Maybe I'll just keep this. Okay. Quick for those buses. Okay, you ready? Let's go. One park that may get a fence is this space just outside the King County Courthouse. It's notorious for its problems, especially at night. Indeed, it's one of downtown's most uninviting open spaces. A fence, the task force argues, will help establish some order. Can we try it again? Ready? One park that may get a fence is this space just outside the King County Courthouse. It's notorious for its problems, especially at night. Indeed, it's one of downtown's most uninviting open spaces. A fence, the task force argues, will help establish some order. One park that may get a fence is this space just outside the King County Courthouse. It's notorious for its problems, especially at night. Indeed, it's one of downtown's most uninviting public spaces. A fence, the task force argues, will help establish some control.
And so just
The park ranger.
Okay, I'm gonna give it several seconds. Okay, so finally it's showing up. I think it just needed
Needed something. Okay.
a lot more pre-roll.
Let's do a sound check. Budget time at City Hall. A few weeks back, the mayor presented to council members his fiscal blueprint for 2007. Times are good, he says. Indeed, Nichols is proposing a healthy increase in city spending. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. This is the real thing. 3, 2, 1. Budget time at City Hall. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Budget time at City Hall. A few weeks back, the mayor presented to council members his fiscal blueprint for 2007. Times are good, he says. Indeed, Nichols is proposing a healthy increase in city spending. Just how healthy? Well, here's the situation with the budget. This year, the city will spend $769 million from its general fund. Next year, the mayor proposes a budget of $842 million, a nearly 10% increase. Is that all right?
Yeah.
You can take the other one.
I'm probably gonna use just the well from that. Let's just get.
You're
this
going to
thing
just
over
use the
with.
well?
Yeah, because I have everything timed out.
Okay. Are you ready for the last one?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. No doubt other citizens will have other ideas about what to include in Seattle's budget, and so will members of the City Council, where the spending plan is now being reviewed. Okay. Let's see how that works. Would be around to provide friendly information to park patrons. One more time. The park rangers would be uniformed but unarmed, similar to the ambassadors that now roam downtown streets, a set of eyes and ears that could alert police if need be, but who otherwise would be around to provide friendly information to park patrons. Another recommendation for some of Seattle's parks. There's another problem the task force calls out. What kinds of programming? What? Okay. There's another problem the task force calls out. What kinds of programming?
The what sounds quiet for some reason.
Oh, on the what kinds? I'm going to do what kinds, and then I'm going to do a separate one that says what kinds of programming. What kinds of programming? What kinds? No doubt advocates for the homeless will feel threatened by many of the recommendations. They are sensitive to anything that seems aimed at driving them out of public spaces. One more time. No doubt advocates for the homeless will feel threatened by many of the recommendations. They're sensitive to anything that seems aimed at driving them out of public spaces. Driving the less fortunate out of public spaces. No doubt advocates for the homeless will feel threatened by many of the recommendations. They're sensitive to anything that seems aimed at driving them out of public spaces.
Today's date is March 12th, 1987. This is the first recordings that I've taken on tape. And this is for the Asian elephant exhibit. The area that we're looking at right here is near the water hydrant that's existing. Sound utilities have just connected earlier today. Is all connected. It's already under pressure right now, and there aren't any leaks involved. The only potential leak might be at the existing fire hydrant. Ed Jackson was going to send his crew over to take a look or later this afternoon. Okay, here we've got the actual connection here between the old transite pipe and the new 8-inch ductile iron. Side now, just looking at the area where he's putting the gas tank. Actually, this is just a more or less has to hold the pipe down at this area as much as a test valve. Okay, this is some of the 36-inch detention system pipe. This is the steel pipe with the treatment 1 on it. It's been delivered and is stockpiled here on site right now. Getting ready to put in down on the bottom end. This material is well coated with the asphalt. Here you can see the clamps that will be used for this splicing the pipe together. I'm inside the contractor's area right now, just looking back at the entrance gate, and I'll pan around. Well, this is looking west. Pan around over to the north, towards the north end of the site, and you can see further on down here where they're working with the backhoe, installing near the end of the 187-foot stud that parallels the existing fence and asphalt concrete service. This is the what I call valve cluster 44 that's shown on the mechanical drawings. And as you look back here, this goes on back to the portion of line that parallels the fence. If you look clear back at this point, just beyond the mound of dirt there's where the line makes a right angle and continues over underneath the existing road. I was just over near the fire hydrant in this area a few minutes ago. This shot here is I'm looking back towards valve cluster 44, where I was just a few minutes ago. This, again, is the 8-inch line that runs from 44 to the east, moving down the hill. This is the 8-inch ducting line and water line. Here again, we move down to this area here. You can see the thrust block that was put in adjacent to this particular joint. All of the joints have been left open till the line is complete, and we can run a pressure test on it. So this area then hasn't been backfilled. In the background here, you can see one of the two trees that until yesterday were between manhole 30 and 32. And this is the location that Michael Braden had us put the tree while we're waiting to use it for the exhibit. I'll just move on around down. This is the 8-inch structure line that goes on down the road to the east. Still, it's not really that big. Okay, today is March the 19th, and I'm taking the weekly VCR recording. What we're looking at here is the unloading of a bunch of catch basins that are going to be used for the underground utilities, both the detention system and the water supply and the sewer system and the storm system. We're up near the top of the site, and Carol is out here with me today, taking a few still pictures today. To give you an idea of where we are, we're standing up near the top of the site right now, and I'll just shoot around, and the giraffe house is there in the background, and the Savannah area is to the west of us. Okay, I think we're going to go on down the hill now. Okay, you can see some of the material that they've stockpiled here. They had to scrape off of the road.
Something I should run over there when you come past that shop.
Sweep around
I forgot my hat. I ran out without.
Here we're looking at looking approximately northeast at the building site. You see the mechanical room walls that have been poured in the background, and they're picking up a rebar cage that's going to be used in the structural slab that's above the mechanical room, picking it up with the grove and getting ready to swing it over into position. This is a vantage point that's directly southwest of the building itself, and you can see there the crane is getting ready now to swing around and put this piece of rebar cage over onto the structural slab. Okay, here I'm up near the top of the site right now, which would be approximately west of the building, shooting down into the area where the barriers and the columns are poured up to grade. And I'm looking now, sweeping to the east, looking at the mechanical room walls that have been poured, and they're getting ready to, they're putting resteel into the structural slab area on top of the mechanical room. Still have some columns here that haven't been poured yet, so they still have the forms on them. Here again is a little continuing on to the... This is at the northeast edge of the building, northeast corner, and I'm just shooting the tree that was removed the other day behind the backhoe that you see there in the background. This whole area, now the underground has been completed and backfilled, but as you see, the heavy rains have produced quite a bit of mud and debris in the area. And I'll just sweep around now back to the east. And this is still at the northeast corner of the building, showing the end of the ramp that goes down into the mechanical room. Here we are again at the catch basin at the sanitary at the east perimeter of the site. We're here at the east perimeter of the site shooting the sanitary installation. I'm back up at the more or less the north or the southwest corner of the building site, and just shooting down where sound utilities are excavating for the sanitary that runs along the east perimeter. The weather is pretty good this morning, so it helps a lot. Things are drying out pretty quickly. Here you see column forms that are being cleaned and are just stacked up here. Swinging from this area on towards the south, See, the park department surveyors are here this morning laying out elevations and locations for the sewer lines that continue on down the east perimeter. As you can see in the background here, the fence gate, the new gate, has been installed, and this wasn't there last week, but it's now fixed, so the access into the site is much more difficult in this area for any intruders. Back up on top of the hill again, we see that the semi has been unloaded. All the catch basins and manholes have offloaded here and stored, ready to be put into the underground system. Here again, back up at the top, you see the giraffes having brunch over here in the distance. Another shot of the slab, and the one that's getting ready to be shot to be poured tomorrow. The standing water you see there is water that they've sprinkled on the concrete to help it cure properly. There, of course, is the air shaft. It's at the south side of the mechanical room. This tree here is scheduled, some of the overhanging branches are scheduled to be trimmed by City Tree Service, probably Monday of next week. The ones that are going to trim off the branches that actually are physically in the way of the roof structure. And this big leaf maple will also get trimmed out a certain amount because of the roots that were damaged when they had to put in the catch basins right at the base of the tree. I'm just standing just to the west of the building, and I'll just swing across here and get a general overview of the whole area. The barriers that you see there on lines 1 and 2. Coming back this direction, you can see the plenum bases that are getting ready to be poured in the next few days. As I said before, it's really a beautiful day today. It's probably about 72, 75 degrees or so. Tree in blossom here. Really unusual for this early in the year. I'll just swing around. I'm standing at the top of the site here. And the big pile of 36-inch diameter pipe that was just to the south of the little construction shack that you see in the distance is now gone. It's all been placed in the ground in its proper spot, ready to continue on to other things. The only thing that really is left, you'll see there in the distance, is the pile of the ductile iron pipe that still has to be placed. This is for the water supply. And then if various manholes still are not installed yet. Here we have a couple of the project managers looking out the window. Tom Kubota there on the left and Tom Pulford on the right. This is the parks Jim is the sanitary maintenance person for the parks. He's here to just monitor the progress. Today's date is April the 9th, 1987, and I'm standing approximately in the middle of the site, looking in a northeasterly direction. As I swing to the right here, you can see the filled and compacted area where the 8-inch water line has come down the hill from where it was connected. I'll swing back and look back towards the west, and there you see some material that's stockpiled. This soil here that you see stockpiled came from the boring pit down adjacent to Aurora. We'll go down and take a shot of that later. In the meantime, I'll move us back over here, back towards the building site itself. You can see it there in the background behind the construction trailer, and we'll just head over that direction. I'm down near the center concrete bridge, looking more or less east. You can see many of the manhole structures and or catch basins have been set, and here it's an example of where they've grouted them for the metal frame that will accept the cover that'll go on top of that when it's a finished product. I'm looking approximately north, and you can see the building in the background there, and you can see the re-steel sticking up from the columns and the barriers that'll eventually be covered with concrete. During the week, this last week, you can see that there's been some fill material added at the west side of the building, and essentially the fill is up to the elevation of the bottom of the plenum, the plenums that run under the slab. These plenum bases were poured yesterday, and I'm looking down between lines 1 and 2, looking approximately northeast. Now that the plenum bases have been poured, next they'll form. You can see the form here to the right. This will get placed, and then the plenum walls will be poured next. In the background here up on the hill, you can see the column forms that have been pre-made, and these will, after the re-steel has been placed, for example on this column right here in front of us, after the re-steel gets spliced onto the existing re-steel that's coming out of the column now, then they'll set these pre-built column forms around it and then place the concrete next around that. This area down here are the footings that move out from the building in what would be to a northwesterly direction. There are lines 3 and 4. Here's a iron worker here tying up one of the rebar cages that will eventually get set. This will go into the template that you see behind him right there, the wooden template, and it'll get set in place and then concrete cast around it. If you look in the background here, you can see the footing that's ready to go. This is on 4-line, and there are some other column re-steel cages that are already built, ready to go into the other footings here. I'm standing up on the slab, the structural slab that's on top of the mechanical room, and these are the diagonal walls that will eventually be the loading dock walls that the trucks will back up to. The driveway being coming up from the gate down below, which you can see just to the left of the bucket of the big Inslee crane. So this area here will all get filled, and the driveway will actually be at the elevation of the slab that you see the men standing on in the background there. As you look in the background here, you can see the tree where the pruners city tree service came and took quite a bit of the canopy out of the tree, since the root system has been damaged quite a bit digging the foundation of the building. And as I swing over here, this other tree here is to the north of the building, and they took quite a bit of stuff out of, quite a few branches out of this tree too. Here's the superintendent. He's measuring the form for concrete that's going to get poured tomorrow. And the stair walls will also pour, like I said over here, these the dock walls, and then this slab that goes over the mechanical room area. And the footings also will get poured tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to try the first colored concrete pour, the sample panel. I'm just to the south of the building site again, and I'm going to swing around here looking towards the east. And this is here towards the center bridge. I'm going to go down here and go across and go down at the edge of Aurora, where they're getting ready to bore through to hook up the the storm system. Okay, here I am at the bottom end of the site, and you can see some of the manholes up on the hill on the other side of the fence. I'm looking back approximately southwest towards the building. You can see the building, some of the walls that are formed there in the background. And I'm going to move on down the hill here. And take a look at the area clear down at the bottom on Aurora, where they're getting ready to tunnel underneath Aurora. This particular area here, what they've done is they've dug a hole approximately 10 feet square, and they're going to use 36-inch steel casing. Today's date is April the 20th, 1987, and I'm standing approximately in the center of the construction site, looking up the construction road to the west, and I'll swing around here to the north now, looking off towards the building itself. Today we poured the colored concrete sample panel. You see the concrete truck leaving here now. They batched and poured approximately 3 yards, well, or just 3 yards for the sample panel. Now, directly in front of us is some of the fill material that Will Construction has hauled in. They hauled this in last Friday. This should be somewhere close to 500 cubic yards. And the estimate is somewhere between 750 and 1,000 yards to complete the final grade in this area. This material here is just stockpiled to be used later as required in and around the manholes and various other areas where the rock walls are built up. The Parks Department surveyors are here again today, and they're taking shots on some of the finished manholes and things that are manholes and catch basins for the storm and our sanitary that's along the east perimeter fence. And they'll end up with an as-built drawing when they get finished. Directly in front of me right now is where the 8-inch ductile iron water line comes down from the top of the hill, and this was taken down to the valve. This is the area in which points 56 and 57 were relocated. Okay, I'm looking north in the parallel to the existing construction fence. You see the 2 manholes there. Those are set to finish